There's big news tonight for Arizona. Arizona just hit a home run in its battle to fight illegal immigration. The Supreme Court of the United States upheld an Arizona law today that imposes harsh penalties on businesses that hire illegal immigrants. And guess what? This particular law was actually signed into law not by Governor Jan Brewer, but by then Governor Janet Napolitano. Yes, our current Secretary of Homeland Security. So is the victory a good sign for Governor Brewer's controversial SB 1070? Arizona Governor Jan Brewer joins us. Good evening, Governor. And reading the tea leaves, what do you read on this decision of the Supreme Court as it relates to SB 1070?
Well, it's pretty clear that the Supreme Court ruled today that states do play a critical role in illegal immigration. So I think it's a signal that is going to be very helpful going forward in regards to our Senate Bill 1070 that's hopefully going to end up in the Supreme Court, and we win that also.
Well, what the Supreme Court said today, and it seemed actually sort of a decision was made sort of along ideological lines, people we think are conservative versus liberal. It said that essentially that the federal law determines immigration, illegal immigration, but that the Arizona law fits squarely within it, that you didn't in any way, you're not inconsistent with the federal law. Is that essentially how you understand it?
Absolutely, and that's the way our lawyers here in Arizona, explained it to me. And we feel very pleased with that ruling, and we believe wholeheartedly that now we can absolutely take down the help wanted signs for illegal aliens in Arizona and move forward. That's just one more step in fighting the fight that we're fighting here.
Now, the other sort of interesting thing about this wasn't the United States that brought the case, but the Chamber of Commerce. They were trying to protect business from having to comply with the laws that Arizona was passing on businesses to check whether people are illegal or not. But the other fascinating issue is that the Secretary of Homeland Security used to be the governor of your state. She's the one who actually signed this bill.
That is correct. She did sign the bill, and we're grateful that she signed the bill, and we are going to continue to be grateful that she signed the bill. I don't know why I don't really understand her motivation for it, other than maybe she felt that it wasn't going to pass muster. But today, Arizona won, and we thank Janet Napolitano for that. Certainly, when I went back to D.C. to the Supreme Court, I was, her name was changed from the defendant to my name, and so I showed up and heard the dialogue and the testimony and the presentation, and we did a fantastic job. And I believe that we'll keep that up, and that this is just another step in the momentum that Arizona is leading the country in.
Do you think she's sort of taking a bow tonight that the law that she signed was upheld by the Supreme Court, or do you think, I mean, she's in an awkward situation because the next round is actually the federal government challenging you on SB 1070, so it seems rather awkward, although there are differences between the two cases.
Oh, absolutely, there are differences, but I can't get into her head to know what she's thinking or that, but we're grateful she signed the bill. We're grateful we won tonight, and the momentum is going in Arizona's direction, so we are just going to keep plowing ahead. We're not going to give up, Greta.
What's the status, by the way, of your border? Have you got more security down there or not?
No, we do not. We are in a quandary here. We don't know if we have a National Guard coming or if we have National Guard going. Something has got to be resolved between us and the federal government. When President Obama was down in El Paso, he somewhat indicated that he was keeping the National Guard there as they were taking them out. But it's from my understanding that they are still removing the National Guard from our border.
I was with Governor Perry this week, and he seemed a little bit nose out of joint because the president didn't receive him, that they didn't talk when he was in Texas. The president didn't, that they didn't meet on the border together. How about you? Did you want the president, I assume you want him to stop in Arizona?
Well, I've invited him on numerous occasions. I certainly would like him to come here to the border. I find it just unbelievable that he talks to everybody but the governors. Governor Perry and myself, we have huge issues, we have huge problems, and he doesn't communicate with us. It's a lack of communication, and it's unfair and it's wrong.
And of course, Janet Napolitano hasn't been back home, or has she been back home?
She didn't call me. I have no idea if she's been here or not.
All right, well, we'll see what happens when the case gets to the United States Supreme Court. SB 1070, in which the government is a party to it. They were not a party to this, but the Chamber of Commerce against you. But Governor